Welcome back to Breakfast Central. We begin in East Africa to see what's happening in Kenya. President William Ruto has asserted that his administration embarked on a mission to build a new foundation for Kenya's economy and reduce the reliance on borrowing. Ruto further downplayed the recent criticism from opposition chief Raila Odinga regarding Kenya Kwanza's performance in its first 100 days in office. He noted that it was within the opposition's rights to express their views. However, he maintained that the criticism would not derail his plans of executing the Kenya Kwanza manifesto and deliver the nation from the burden of borrowing.
Now, Raila Odinga stated that Ruto had betrayed Kenyans by scrapping fuel subsidies and school fees. On a scale of 10, the ODM leader gave Ruto's administration a score of 4 to signify his disapproval of the leadership. Now, joining us to discuss the war of words between the opposition and ruling party is Anthony Karanja, who's a member Nairobi County Assembly. Mr. Karanja, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right, let's talk about the scorecard given to Ruto by Raila Odinga. Do Kenyans agree? Of course, not long ago, he marked 100 days in office, so there must have been some assessment. Do Kenyans across the country agree with the 4 out of 10 score?
Maybe it's good for me to say that I did not expect any better scorecard from what he gave President Ruto. Let's remember that, first of all, he was his main opponent in the last general election that was held in August. So definitely he had to make sure that he scores very low. Having said that, I also want to remind you that President Ruto inherited a government that has been fleeced dry, coffers that are empty, loans, and very unjust commitments that have been made by the government especially to the east, which is China and many other countries. So he's justified to give President Ruto 4, but definitely he's in the opposition. There's no way he can say that 100 days later, the man who defeated me is doing well.
Anthony, let's talk about the public reaction to President William Ruto's 100 days in office. Would you say that maybe they have not given him enough time and they're not being kind enough to him? Because, of course, he inherited a country that was highly indebted, and Kenya had a lot of its challenges. Azimiola Umoja, Raila Odinga, of course, seeking to interfere with Ruto's mandate. Now, looking at the recent criticisms, he said Kenyans are worse off than when they were, during the campaigns when UDA promises flowed. So would you say maybe that he's not had enough time to be able to put structures in place, or is 100 days enough to access, what is to be expected in the coming years?
Number one, he inherited 100% structure that does not belong to him. Number two, it is wrong to say that Kenyans are worse off than they were before elections. That's not true, because food prices have gone down by 26%. Mega projects in the private sector have started. It's only a matter of time before we get a booming economy again. Kenyans are resilient people. Our economy is very resilient. This is the 4th time. This is the 5th time that you're having a change of government in the last few years. And I believe the prospects are quite good. Kenyans know, and Kenyans have been through this before. So I know they are patient. And depending on who you talk to, if you talk to anybody in the opposition, among the politicians, definitely they'll say that we are worse off than we were. But that's not the truth. The fact on the ground is that away from expectations of very many people, we had a very peaceful election for the first time, a very peaceful election, a very smooth transition. We went to court. They challenged the decisions of the people in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court upheld the election. So we have so much confidence in the economy and so much confidence in the country. And people are happy, and people are going to continue persevering until things start working out.
Oh, well, but, would you say that there are certain things, aside the power of positive thinking and expectations from the current administration, are there certain things that William Ruto has also put in place that gives this level of positivity and hope to Kenyans? Because, of course, speeches can be made, but has he done anything in particular that gives hope that the economy will improve and Kenyans will be better off in the future?
Yes. He has 5 pillars in this economy, and he's looking forward to make sure that it works. Number one, they have stopped subsidizing consumption and focused on subsidizing production. What this means is that very soon we'll start having jobs that will empower our farmers. We'll be a country of choice for anybody who wants to be in production. I mean, production shifting from a producing country from a consuming country to a producing country. Definitely, we know what that means. We have a very ambitious housing project in the country. We have a huge deficit in housing in this country, and he's spearheading one of the biggest housing projects I think in this side of Africa. So we are very hopeful that a lot of things are going to change.
All right, now let's talk about what the next plans are. Azimio La Umoja, One Kenya coalition chief, Raila Odinga, in the same communique, promised to announce the party's next political move in January 2023. Do you foresee what any of these plans might be?
I don't think he has any plans. He's always had these big plans every time. Every time he calls a meeting, he had a meeting, I think, about 2-3 weeks ago, and he had promised a mega announcement. When a mammoth crowd went to the place. I think it was about him going to the US. So that's where he is currently. I think he's come back, but I don't think he has anything new to offer. Nothing.
Is he going to maybe run for office? We've seen him try this 5 times. Do you think that maybe when William Ruto's time is done, we'll see Raila Odinga back in the race?
Raila is about 80 years old now. I think he's 79 years old now. But I can assure you he will run again. I think we have a problem in Africa where we see nobody wanting to exit the political scene. So he will run again. And even after the 10 years, he will still, God willing, if he's still alive, he will still run again.
Well, 77 years now, he is 77. We wonder what will happen in the next 5 years. We can only keep calm and watch.
Yes.
All right, Anthony Karanja.
But as member of the UDA party, we wish him well and we wish him good health. And we wish him to continue doing what he's doing. He's the opposition leader, and even the president himself has welcomed him to do what the people decided that that is to check the government and to oversight everything that is there. And the president is even willing to facilitate his office so that he becomes efficient and is able to do his oversight very well.
Well, the people of Kenya have entrusted their next 5 years in the hands of William Ruto, and I'm hoping that it goes beyond positive thinking, and being optimistic. He actually understands the responsibility, and of course, everyone gets to win at the end. So we wish Kenyans the best, and we'd like to bring you in again as often as possible to share your thoughts on recent happenings in Kenya. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks a lot.